Scott Gecas is with us now from the edge of the trading floor in Chicago. Scott, what are the traders talking about on the floor?
Everything across the board, everyone's focusing on just the heat across the board. It's affecting all the prices. One of the stats I seen today was in Iowa, it's the driest July in over 100 years. That's very significant. It's affecting all the crop prices. You still have all the Trump risk, the headline risk going back and forth. You know, one thing in the soybean market, that big spike yesterday was all due to short covering. You know, there's a lot of funds that have scheduled money sitting on the sidelines, and that's confirmed by the open interest declining by 65,000 contracts since July 20th. You know, 900 in soybeans was a key support level. We broke that. Corn, we broke a key support level as well. The only thing that is holding these prices higher is wheat. Wheat's moving up. We had contract highs yesterday. Expect to see some little bit of follow through in the wheat market to the upside. Everything else is just pretty much waffling back and forth.
Okay, well, Scott, hold that thought, and we'll come back here in just a moment, and we'll analyze what's going on in the cattle and hog markets. That's been a very choppy market, too, this week, and we'll talk about it when we come back. We are talking right now with Scott Gecas, and he is with Longleaf Trading. He's at the edge of the trading floor in Chicago. And I was asking you a short time ago here, Scott, about the mood of the traders on the floor when it comes to the grain trade. I'll bet it's maybe a little bit different when they're talking about the cattle and hogs in those pits over there. What's the talk of the floor today?
Yeah, I mean, with the cattle market, the protein complex just across the board running into big supply concerns moving forward here in the fourth quarter. You know, the drop in the feeder cattle, it was putting pressure on the prices. You've seen that earlier. It's going to expect a little bit higher prices for feed grain, just higher prices to sustain those cattle. Supply concerns are definitely, you know, rampant across the board. Slaughter rates week on week, year versus high, they continue to rise. You know, key market level in the cattle market is 107.5. In hog, you still have the trade war talks. The collapse in belly prices are pushing that lower. You know, the chart's absolutely broken in the hog prices. I've been talking about that for the last few weeks at 65 level. You've seen it break 65 all the way down to 60. 60 is a level right now that we already broke today. If we don't see any type of supportive news, we're going to look to test about 55.
So on the lean hogs, as you mentioned, we've been trolling around here with contract low levels. Is there any historical support under this market that could be used as a potential target there?
Well, that's why, I mean, if we can't close above 60 here today, I would expect to test that 55 level, and that's pretty low. It's got a little ways to go, but I mean, technically on that chart, there's no positive news whatsoever.
So isn't this seasonally kind of a time for demand to slow down anyway, as far as retail demand?
Right, and that's one of the things that I've been bringing up for the last few weeks. Production in the fourth quarter is expected to rise when it's usually supposed to drop. So demand falls off, and if we're going to see that 4% increase in production in the fourth quarter, when it usually drops off, it just confirms the supply concerns.
So what are traders thinking about export sales for beef and pork tomorrow? We get new numbers, and remember last week they were very low on the beef side.
Right, and we expect those numbers to come in a little bit light as well, just due to the tariff talk, NAFTA talk. If we can't get those exports out to those, you know, just Mexico, Canada, and China, I mean, they represent about 50%, 55% of the U.S. pork. So if those numbers aren't coming in, if we can't get that pork to move, you know, the supply concerns are definitely still there.
Okay, I want to take a look at the prices here, Scott, and get everybody updated on current trades here. These are live quotes direct from Chicago, so we'll start with our live cattle board today. And, you know, we had traded on both sides of unchanged, but now we're firming up here. All across the board, we have a little bit higher trade in the live cattle. We have the August contract now 64 higher. We're trading at 108.32 per hundredweight. And that's well off its earlier low this morning of 107.50. Now, October is up 70 cents at 110 even per hundredweight. And we have that December contract up 52. We're now at 113.53. Make it 55 higher right now. So higher across the board on the live cattle trade. What about on the feeder cattle trade? Are they able to follow suit? Well, for the most part, they are. We have have August now 43 higher at 149.75. Interestingly, September also 149.75, identical in price. It is up 17 cents. And we have October 17 higher at 150.12 on the day. We have that November contract 18 higher. Now, on the lean hog side of things, where we have been making the new contract lows, we have the August contract down $1.24 right now at 59.88 per hundredweight. The October contract is 44 lower at 50.28, and we have the December contract down a dime. It's trading at 46.45 right now. Got down below 46 bucks there for a while, so that was a bit of a concern. It looks like it's just trying to get some sort of traction, as they say, at these levels here. Scott, always a pleasure to visit with you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you again real soon then.
Sounds good.
All right. Scott Gecas happens to be with Longleaf Trading. He is located right there at the trading floor in Chicago.